body is the altar, and most people are worshipping fast foods, you're not blocked. Your body is just polluted. Hi, welcome back to my channel. So we're going to, in this mini-series, take a look at how we can open the third eye, and not a clickbait, in 5 minutes we open the third eye. Something that is real and sustained and can be permanent if you follow this in a sustained way. So in this first episode today, we're going to look at how to purify the temple and the body. Because by doing this is about 50% of the work. Then we're going to look at the next steps, which will take you to 100% of what you need to do to achieve a state of enlightenment, a state of awakening, a state of remembering. So follow along with me and see how simple it really is. And even if you've meditated for years and done the sacred yogas and the chanting and all the other things, maybe something I say can be something that you need, something that you've missed. Because these are real steps to take you into the Holy of Holies within yourself. And follow the red road into the east, into the third eye, and awaken. Let me just give you an example how really bad this is, or if you understand this, how good it can be for your spiritual awakening. So the research has just come out recently. 95% of beers tested in the US have forever chemicals in them. So that should really freak you out, because who wants to drink forever chemicals, you know? So this is a bit of a shocker, and when we look at the other tests that have just come out, they tested all the rice in the US, and all came back with very high levels of heavy metals. So those are things like lead and other toxins that really cause a lot of damage to the body. So you can be guaranteed, if you're eating rice, you're consuming these poisons. If you're drinking beer, depends on the brand, there's a good chance that you're taking these forever chemicals. We know the research has also come out, consuming seed oils can cause a lot of issues, including cancer. I think some other research that came out, they placed seed oil on a person's skin, and it was there for 600 days. So when we look at just removing some of these things from our body, it's going to allow us to start aligning, like I said, and take you to that step that maybe you've never been to before. And then of course, an obvious one, we all drink water. So some of us filter it, some of us drink bottled water, and a lot of the population around the world drink tap water or government juice. And what does government juice have a lot of? Plastics, microplastics. So when we're eating out, not only are we getting these microplastics and forever chemicals, but it's being cooked in seed oils. The secret of food is really not only to clean it before you use it, but to cook whole foods. So you're not getting this processed food where you're not sure of what happens in that process of getting that food prepared for you. So why is this a problem when we are meditating or trying to achieve a state of enlightenment? Why would these pollutants be a problem to us or hinder that pathway to align? Well, quite simply, the hormones in your body are messengers. So when you have other chemicals in your body, it's smothering out the natural process of hormones that are running through the bloodstream. And that includes from the third eye to all the endocrines throughout the body. So the third eye being the computer, the gland that resets all the other glands and keeps you youthful and young, and also allows you to see into the spirit world, to remember and to awaken. So you can really see how important it is here. So your endocrine glands are the inner frequency tuner. So like I was saying, once the bloodstream is clean, there's already that natural tuning in process. And when we look at these other steps that we're going to follow in future episodes, you will see how it all starts to align and how simple this really is if you follow this process. I would say so simple that one could even say it's a guarantee. Quite simply, I mean, if we service our cars, every 6 months or once a year, whatever the story is, you know, the wheels need to be cleaned, the treads, the brake pads, the oil needs to be changed, oil filter, fuel filters, air filters, whatever. So, and when you don't do this, the system breaks down and there's a problem with your vehicle. You're not going to get you from A to B. So when you purify your system, you're eliminating those problems, which is going to allow that alignment to take place. In ancient times, in all temples, an initiation. So whether it was Egypt or in the ancient Mayan temples or in ancient India. So people did smoke, people did drink and do other things. But there were certain periods that you had to stop these things, which would allow your body to reset. So they would stop this for a 3-month period, allow the body to reboot itself, and then you start over again. Because there must come a time where you clear the system out, otherwise it's going to clog up and it's going to cause this aging or rapid aging. So in ancient times, their bodies were much more purified than what ours were. And they still fasted and they still went on these programs to clean the body out. So modern humanity has really fallen behind, and this is where all the disease comes from, especially the increases in cancer that we see all over the world. So you must remember, our bodies are almost like a system of algorithms. So whatever you're feeding into your body, it's affecting your astral body. So if you drink alcohol, that pollutes the astral, the aura. The more you do it, the more that pollution stays. The more you purify it, it's easier to keep the aura in that purified state, which allows you to be more receptive, not only to dreaming, but to seeing. Why I say like an algorithm? Because imagine whatever you're eating, what you're consuming, is changing you within. And then you're watching TV constantly, and that is filtering into your subconscious, and it's feeding you, and the books you consume, and everything that you've consumed leading up to this point that's made you who you are. So if you can imagine, you've become this algorithm that's fully functional, but now moving this chaos, this pollution, these algorithms aside, there is this alignment, a natural process of alignment. So it's really simple to see how important purification of the body is, or following a natural whole diet of purified foods. And like I was saying, it's almost half the step of enlightenment. And how can it be so simple? Well, when you look at the other few steps, those are really the steps of opening the door. But if you work on this platform of a higher frequency where your body is purified, you're going to start dreaming and seeing visions, especially in this time where Earth's being flooded with higher frequencies. And the call from the masters and the ancient ones is urgent, because there's only a certain period lying ahead for people to reach a state of awakening and remembering before the big changes. So in this short episode, we really look at the importance of the purification of your body, and allowing this to be the foundation for your spiritual work, that when you start to see and start to remember who you are, it's something that's permanent. Because we all pollute our bodies and the body cleans itself out. But we need to go through periods where we purify it, or we eat proper foods. So this is really one of the most important steps of awakening and remembering. And I hope you follow the next few videos. So remember, your hormones are trying to awaken you, but you keep muting them. So this is just one episode in a mini-series of steps that's going to take you to that inner sacred place, the Holy of Holies. And I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.